Hey y'all, this is going to be an odd video, but sometimes I like to think I've got my microphone on. Let me make sure it's plugged in. So if you hear some stupid rambling, it's just me making sure my microphone's on. I've already given them some frozen corn today. It is about exactly 2:37. Oops, my watch went closed. Just to prove, oops, it's 2:37. Eastern Standard Time, Delaware. It is hotter than Hades out here. We are up in the 90s, and our heat index is about 12 to 15 degrees hotter than our temperature. So, but we do have some clouds covering the sun every now and then. So I brought my iced tea, and I've got some snacks for the chickens. Now, I don't normally give my chickens anything that's processed or not healthy scraps, but it's hot today. I had about a half a pound of German bologna that the date was past me eating it. I took a little bite of a piece and it's fine. And I have a few crushed up double cheese Cheez-Its. And far be it for me to deny them a little bit of a modern treat, because I enjoy modern treat every now and then. But rather than waste this, I'll give it to the chickens. They've never had either of these before. We'll see how it goes. So I will set up myself out here. Whoops, dropped something. Anyway, only because I'm bored and I have nothing else to do but indulge my birds. All right, Miss Luna, come on. Come on, I got some treats for you guys. Maddie, please stop. Come on. I have to get my stick to keep him from attacking, because he's like, I don't understand. I mean, I don't have any colors on that he hates, but, he is a chicken, and who knows why he does what he does. So I'm going to sit down here and offer them some. They went crazy for the corn. Okay, here you guys go. People like bologna. I know bologna gets a bad name, but every now and then, maybe it's my generation, but I want a bologna sandwich. I don't buy like Oscar Mayer bologna or anything like that. I tend to, though I grew up with it, I tend to buy, go to the deli, and they always have German bologna on sale. I think because bologna is out of trend, but every now and then it's nostalgic. So I'm going to give you a quick look at me. And we're going to go to the chickens. And we're just going to see how much they enjoy some German bologna and some Cheez-Its. Hi, girls. Hi, girls. Okay. We got some shade here. So there we go. Don't peck at that spot. That red spot is because you attacked me. So over here, painting in the heat, we got the Easter eggers. And they want to be a part of this. But of course, you know how the big birds are bullies. So today, I posted a video earlier. I hope you all watched it. You could hear Flower. I mentioned Flower in the background. Just talking. Well, it turned out that she laid an egg underneath the coop beside the dust bath. And that's where she was pacing and talking. And I think that's because she had laid her egg there. Now, Moira today is just being really super, super talky. And I think that is because she's about to lay. She's been digging up some fresh dirt in places that that she doesn't normally do. I mean, I'm sorry, Penske truck just pulled in delivering a package. I believe it's a 10-pound box of BSF, black soldier fly larvae. So anyhow, They are digging the bologna. They are digging it. They're like, Yum, come here. It's soft. I chopped it up in small spots, and I'm sure Laddie would enjoy it. It's something soft, and it's something probably easy for him to pick up with his crooked beak. It's about time for him to have another trim. So probably about every 2 months, I have to give him a trim. I trim the bottom beak a little bit, and then I trim the top beak so that he can use it more like a pincher. But yeah. I know Moira has enjoyed the bologna because I gave her some first. And she has been like going nuts for it. So all I can do now is try to put my hand up through the netting and sew it over to her. I'll save the rest for her, but ugh. All right, so I am going to wipe my hand, my greasy bologna hand, on my shorts because they do need to be washed anyway. But go ahead, Laddie. Yum. It's something soft. Go ahead. So they weren't big fans of the Cheez-Its. Those are the extra crispy Cheez-Its. I have fallen in love with the puffed Cheez-Its. So instead of buying chips, I'm sure the Cheez-Its aren't that much better than chips, but you know, hey. So there they are. They're like, we like German bologna. And I had bought, they had it on sale, and I think I got a half pound or pound. I don't remember what I got. And I had a couple bologna sandwiches, and then my craving for nostalgia and bologna sandwiches was over, and it's been sitting in there for a week. But anyhow, Miss Flower this morning, like I was saying, squirrel, I mentioned to you guys about my ADHD and why I sometimes just jump subjects. But this morning in my garden video, we heard her in the background just squawking, 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 and I thought she was just talking because she was, don't peck at me, mister, going to lay. But she had, when I went back and looked at the video when I posted it, you can quickly see there's an egg that she just laid in the middle of that area. It's just the space between the dust box and the wall underneath their coop. It's a place that stays shady. It's a cool place for them to hang out. But she had laid her a full-size egg there, so maybe that's why she was being so talky. She was like, yes, I finally laid a big girl egg, because this morning I had gotten a silver-laced Wyandotte egg. I'd already got a Brahma egg, and I got a full-size egg that had to come from the Leghorns because the Easter eggers are too young. Marigold, my Rhode Island red here, is too old. And the Brahmas, I only saw one Brahma this morning. So I think that's what her song was. She was like, yes. She was either celebrating that she laid a big egg, or she was like, ouch, mother, you know what? Mother F word is what I would normally say. That hurt. But I got a smaller egg this morning that wasn't as small as the normal pullet eggs, but it was, you could still tell it was a pullet egg. So that must be Daisy, which is my white Leghorn gold-laced Wyandotte cross that has the black dot in the middle of her back. That's why she's named Daisy. But Flower was the one this morning that was just like talking. So, and like I said in the video, I saw the egg. I didn't see it at that time until later when I came out after I finished videoing. So anyway, one of my Leghorns, Flower, who just got chased off by one of the Heathers, Kiba, has graduated to big girl-sized eggs. There we go. Marigold just took a piece of bologna out of my hand. She's like, thank you. Oh, and it gets stolen by one of the Heathers. Come here, Marigold. Marigold. They do know their names. Marigold. Oh, she found a piece there. I hate it when I give them something and it gets stolen. Okay. She's like, We're like, we don't know about this German bologna, but it's good. We never heard of it before, but it's yummy. Come on, who's gonna have a bite now? You can see the cheeses are just sitting there. I'm sure they'll get to them at some point. Here's Miss Marigold, who's a granny. Come here, Marigold. So I dropped a few pieces there for her to get. And I'm going to wipe my greasy hand on my pants again, because of course I'm going to go inside and take these pants off. I'll probably put on my pajama pants because the air conditioning makes me get a little chill, so sometimes I'll go ahead and put on like leggings or my pajama pants, or um, some crop pants or something, just to have a little more leg cover. But we got a lot of girls here. Okay, Laddie. All right, I'm sorry. Let me get you a few little tiny pieces here. Yeah, you like that? I'm sure it's tough for you to eat some of the stuff because of your beak, but he works hard at it. That's why I have recommended the 2-chambered mineral feeders. They're for goat minerals, and you see them on Amazon. And I'll go take a picture of them here. I'm fixing to leave this area. First, I gotta have some iced tea. Yeah, I'm being really good today in avoiding Dr. Pepper. Though I did go to the store and buy some more. I need to venture out of Milton, go to one of the bigger towns, and you can find it with, it's called the Heritage Edition. It's made with cane sugar, because the sugar's not good for you either way. Cane sugar is better for you than high fructose corn syrup. Anything fructose really adds to how much fat your liver will store. Yeah, anyway, I'm not going to get into all the science of that crap because I have a head full of it. I have a thing for science, but it's boring to people. So there is Miss Neve. That's why I talk about the feathering, the pattern in her feathers. Laddie Roo is just gorgeous. So there's Daisy on the left. Look how big she's gotten. And Flower. So Daisy, I know, is laying full-size eggs now. Flower has to be who I got the a little bit bigger than their normal pullet size eggs, but it's still what you would call a pullet egg, because it's what you would consider extra small. And they are supposed to be leghorns crossed with gold lace Wyandottes. So when their feathers are all spread out and they're grooming underneath, they have a lot of yellow. And I think that's why we have the black spots and some little gray spots in Daisy, but Flower has that little black spot in her back. I'm sure that comes from the silver lace Wyandotte, but the leghorn gene was obviously stronger. So now here is Kiva, and Kiva is the other Brahma that is a little more of a redhead. You can see there's not so much feathering or patterning. That's Kiva. Oh, and there's Neve. You can see the little black lacing around her tail feathers. Kiva does not have that. Oh, look at Laddie. He's like, I want to eat this brownie. That's for Moira. Those are the last few pieces from Moira. So, yeah. He's like right here, about 8 inches from my face. Don't peck at me, but you can see his little crooked beak. So it's about time for him to get a bit of a trim. Yes, I have had a couple chickens drink out of my tea. And I'm still drinking my tea because it's hot. It's hotter in Haiti. Hi there, Cosmo. But I'm not going to throw out my tea because a chicken drank out of it. I mean, seriously. It's got stevia. But yeah. So there he is, being his self. Now, today, let's see if I can get my glasses up in there. No. But Moira has been doing a lot of digging around the base of this tree. I moved her little nest box down there. So maybe that's someplace she would prefer to lay her egg. But she's really talkative today, much more than normal. Come here, Moira. Come here, pretty girl. Yeah, the one I'm calling her here. She is behind the tree. Come on, look. Look, there you go. So yeah, though it's German bologna, it's still protein. It's something different, something soft they can peck at. And it's just a treat. And for a first time try, they seem to be enjoying it. Moira likes her some German bologna. I threw her a small handful out before I came to the chicken yard and sat down, and she had eaten that. I ran back in to, I can't remember what I ran back in for. Oh, the microphone. And it came back out and she'd already eaten it up. So look at her. She's like, yum. I may be a British chicken, but I like German bologna. Look at her. She's like, yum. So it's cold. It's been in the refrigerator. So of course it's a nice cold treat. I did bring a half a bag of frozen corn out, which corn is something I don't typically give them till the winter time because corn takes longer to digest. So their body has to really heat up and work at digesting. So they don't. Okay, laddie. I'm not asking for your opinion, Mister. But anyway, it's something that their body heat has to they really increase their body heat to digest it. So it's a good treat in the winter as just a treat because it will it helps keep them warm because their bodies they're under their body is working to digest it. But there's one of the Brahmas and Luna. They like to sit into their little shade cloth area. This morning I caught them, well, it was afternoon, but they were drinking out of their pool. So a lot of it had evaporated. So I filled it up with some more cold water. And we have a really deep well. So we have really, really cold water at our house. Like when I decide to turn my shower to cold, it is cold. And that well is fed by a large artesian reservoir, aquifer. I mean, sorry, big, huge aquifer under especially this part of Milton. So they get really fresh, really clean, really cold water. And every morning, every night, I refresh their waters before bedtime so they can get good drinks. This morning, when I was out messing with the garden, I refilled their waters. And then anything I didn't refill from the hose, I refilled at noon with a cold jug of water from the house. And not on video, but I went out and stuck my finger. Sounds gross, but I stuck my finger in all the water dishes to check the temperature. Also, this afternoon at noon, here, laddie, I'm gonna throw you a couple more pieces of bologna. See if he goes and gets it. He's like, yeah, hop down there before the girls. Look at the girls. They're like, come on, swarm. But I took out their white feeder, and since I haven't been putting any, I've quit putting any of the electrolytes and vitamins in it, and I haven't put any of the apple cider vinegar. It's not getting stuff growing in it. It was very clear and smelled very fresh this morning. But they drink it down quite a bit. It stays in the shade all day long. Plus, there's a fan that blows near it. The Ryobi fan blows at the nest boxes, which they pretty much stopped laying in these over here, which is great. And they have a big industrial fan there that blows towards the roost. As you can see, the fly strips are swinging. And you can see them swinging. There's 3 right there with Envision. And that's because there is constant airflow. The coop, like I have said before, and if you're new, this coop run never sees the sun. And I think that is most, especially if you're in a climate that tends to get hot in the summer and very humid, which we are always humid. Our humidity is never below 50%. That's the lowest we ever get being right here at the coast. And I am probably less than 5 miles from the coast. 5 miles maybe as the crow flies if it has to go around some big trees. But anyway, so anybody wanting to have chickens or wanting any advice on chickens, I advise that putting your coop in a space that never gets sun is your best bet. Now, because I live in a humid area and I'm in mid-Atlantic, even though it's Delaware, this is mid-Atlantic, and we are hot. Today is hotter than Hades. Even though our temperature was saying it was only like 95, 96, our heat index is like 107. But anyhow, I chose to go with a dog run, which can be configured in 10 by 10 square, or you can make it a 5 by 15. I went by 5 by 15. So, I mean, I know this is redundant to a lot of you guys who follow the channel, but I have some newbies so that I can keep There's treats, there's supplements, there's their lime nest boxes. So I can use this end for things for them. You can see their mite spray and a little bin that I keep hanging up. And this corner stays covered year round so that their food doesn't get any kind of rain from the north. And most of our weather comes from the east or the west a lot of times in summer. So because we haven't had a lot of easterly wind, I have rolled back this vinyl tarp, which was a billboard sign for Dunkin' Donuts. And I have lots of it. That's what that pile over there on the other side of Moira's little coop is. And in the winter, I surround this coop with that vinyl, all except for this side. This side's protected by the house. It ensures airflow. And what we're looking at now is the north. Now, I did this winter, I had a wall on the coop. I'm just going over this for people who are new to the channel. Let me put down my crap here. But I had that wall of the coop, which is now leaning over there. Would close off the 5 by 5 foot by 5 foot by 6 feet tall coop area, which come this winter, I may put the wall back down. I will have to cut it so it can deal with this table here. But that's plenty of room for them to roost at night. I can even probably add more chickens and they still would have a nice, thank you, Cosmo, closed area. And winds from the east. And then I have, like I said, I put the that end, I dropped that shade cloth down around all three sides. So I may rehang that wall so that they do have a totally enclosed area this winter. They can all huddle up. They all stay out of the wind. They all stay warm. They can still go underneath during the day and dust bathe and do their thing. But at night, they are totally secure. But if I do that, I will probably somehow try to find the money to invest in an automatic door. You can see there that I have a temporary door on it. And every morning, if I close that, I would have to come out and open it, which I don't mind. I really, like I've said before, I like coming out in the morning and having to let them out because that means that as they each one come out the door, I can look at them, see if there's any feathers missing, get a good glimpse of their overall health and how they have been through the night. Now, unless I find her a couple companions, I don't know if I'm going to leave Marigold out here in the winter. This does have solid sides, and I do have some hardware cloth I'm going to put around it to protect her. But we'll see. Maybe she'll lay an egg and hatch a couple. I don't know. She probably won't hatch any because I'm not letting her near any of the males. But I hesitate to put her back in there in the group because she is the lowest of the totem pole and they pick on her. But come winter, come fall, when we're past the spring randiness of the males, I may have to just break down and put her back in there so that she does have all the other chickens to help keep her warm and secure. But if it's not going to work out, I will leave her out here. I have the heater, it's just a radiant heater that I can put out here that will keep her plenty, and I'll put it right here. I'll probably put it like right there, and it will radiate heat, and that will keep her warm. And if I have to, I can have Paul get his welder out, and I will cut a cat door in here for Chaos, because Chaos, if it's out of the wind and it's out of the weather and it's warmer, he will go in there and snuggle with her. I have caught them sitting side by side before. On a really cool day, they were sitting in the shade of the motorcycle. Of course, I'm trying to get better about taking the camera with me everywhere, but they were sitting side by side, and I don't know if it was comfort or warmth, but we'll see. Hopefully she'll lay her eggs soon. But anyway, so as much as I don't want her to spend the winter without another chicken to snuggle with, up on her roost, she is right up against. I mean, literally, she is probably maybe an inch and a half away from the chickens on their roost. She is the distance between a chain link fence and a 1-inch board from the chickens who are roosting right there where you see Cosmo's white body and legs just above her head. So we'll see. And a lot of times come fall, you see a lot of people, especially in Delaware, some people around Salisbury will start to thin out their flocks. And so I might be able to acquire a couple, docile, friendly females that I can, put in quarantine for a week or two and then let her have maybe another free ranger out here with her. So maybe she'll have at least one snuggle companion. She's been really talky today, so I'm going to come in here. I haven't turned her fan on today because, well, I have a charger, but I just turned it on. So she's got air. She can stay cool. She's out of any direct sun ever gets in there. She's doing good. So I'm going to quit yabbering. This has been enough about the chickens and their junk food treat. But yeah, even over canned corn, if I do buy it, I try to get it so that it is only packed in water and there's no salt added. But if you can see there's zinnia, though they have a fan on them and they have plenty of cool water, they're breathing with their mouth open. So yeah, fly strips. I'm sorry, I know they're ugly and they gross people out, but you know what? They help keep the flies off my birds, and that's what's most important. I don't care if it's aesthetically pleasing or fancy. If you know me, you know that I would rather them be safe and taken care of than anything be fancy. And of course, because I built all this, but they have a good roof, and I'm hoping we get some hurricane weather. But if we do get any weather that comes out of the east, which is right there, I will roll that back out and cover up that area where I have shelving and where I keep their stuff. But I have opened it up just so they get great airflow, and that fan is sucking fresh air all the way through. If I was smart, I would be in there because it's a good 10 degrees cooler in that coop at all times. And that's what you want with your chickens. Chickens, they can handle the heat. Blah, 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 squirrel. They can handle the cold. They will fluff out their feathers, make little air pockets. They will snuggle together, and the cold is something that they can really handle. And Delaware doesn't get cold enough that I worry about any kind of combs or wattles getting frostbite. But the heat is really hard on chickens. Sorry, it's my trash you're seeing. The heat is hard on them, and they kind of do the same thing. They'll fluff out and they'll sit in cool places with all their wings fluffed out, looking almost like they're dead. Everything's sprawled out, but they're keeping cool. So I recommend to anyone, if you have the space and a little creativity, dog kennels make great chicken coops and runs. In the winter, when the weather is bad and the snow is bad, I can shut the door and they still have a 5-foot by 10-foot by 6-foot area that is not enclosed. It's not enclosed by the coop, but that they can run around and they can have snacks and they can have fresh air, and they're not out here having to wade through the snow. Of course, I still do open the door and let them out. If they want to come out and play in the snow, they're more than welcome. But last winter was their first winter, and 9 times out of 10, they stayed inside because there was no snow, and we didn't have much this year, but they were safe, they were dry, and they had plenty of room. And even with the 10 I have in there, and then where it makes 11, I could probably add another 6 to 10 more and still have plenty of room. They have lots of yard. I think tonight I'm going to go get some gas for the mower. And on that back side, I don't know if you can really see it from here, but there is a little narrow spot there to the left of that post. Paul works tonight, so getting him out here to put the new post in. But that little area right here is a little gate that I can go in and out of. But I think I'm going to pull up the fence, make it wide enough that I can get the mower in. I'm going to come in with my riding mower, pick up all the wood, and cut it really short to kill off any of the weeds that they don't eat. And that way it'll make it much easier with my little push mower, which is right there, which does a great job of cutting. It just has issues when it hits that really thick, tall Johnson grass and weeds. And it tells you right there, that it will not be as efficient and it's going to mow when you're dealing with really high grass. And we get rain and a bunch of sun, and this shit grows up so fast in a week. So I'm sorry, this is a half hour of me rambling and talking about grass and chickens and whatever. But anyway, just know that they're doing great. I'm great. And as you can see, that they're not in the yard. I moved their pool over here so it stays in the shade most all of the day. We got Laddie Roo and the Brahmas and Luna over there under the tarp. There's the Leghorns and the Easter Eggers and Marigold are all inside. So they've got plenty of shade, and it's the time of day that the giant Norwegian spruce is starting to shade their yard more. But they've had, like I said, a frozen corn, and they've had bologna, and they've had other treats. And now they're all just chilling out. And you can see there in the little coop, Moira's booty. She's up on the perch. Not the perch she sleeps on, but the mid-range perch. Standing in front of the fan preening. So, like I said, she's been really talky today, and she has been scratching around the base of that tree. So I'm hoping she will lay her eggs soon. But thanks again for sticking with me, listening to me ramble, subscribing to my channel. I really would like to do a live with you guys, and now that I have a microphone, I can. But I need to hear from more than just one person that they want to do a live with me. But if they do, then one evening or one afternoon, or even if it's just from my bedroom, I'll do a live and we'll have some talking, and you can, I'd love to meet you guys, hear about what you think. I know there's so many channels out there about homesteading and keeping chickens and gardening, and I know a lot of them are very, very tech savvy, video savvy, probably way more than I am. But early on, if you watch my videos, I promise to be real. And this is me being real. I'm not a great videographer. I guess if I really wanted to monetize and make money, I would probably, study and study and study and become better at it. But I got a lot to do. And that's just not my thing. But it's real. What you see is me and my chickens and my garden. And I don't try to fluff it over and make it look like I'm the greatest gardener or have the best garden. Like I have no weeds or, no issues with my chickens. I really do. Sorry about that noise. I really do try to just keep it real. It's just me. Me being my everyday self with my everyday chickens. But again, I want to thank you. Please like or subscribe or both. Share the videos. And like I said, this is done more to be cathartic for me to have someone to talk to, because I am pretty much, I spend all of my time alone. And I have a roommate, but he works nights and I live during the day, so you know how that is. But you guys are someone I can talk to other than my cats, who, they just look at me and lick their butt. So that doesn't help with the just chatting, just getting the chat out. So thank you very much, and I love and appreciate you all. And everyone do great, and bye for now. Happy Wednesday.